Hey everyone, it's Sal here. Welcome back to another perfume video. I hope you're doing well. So today I'm really excited, you guys, because I'm actually doing my first ever perfume haul update. Now, I got this idea from Amy Glam here on YouTube. I'm sure you're already familiar with Amy's channel, but just in case you're not, I will be leaving all of her details in the description bar below. I think I will start with Mariah Carey's M. Now, I've had this one in my collection for a wee while now. I think even when I mentioned it in the haul, you know, at that point I'd already owned it for a couple of weeks. So I am fairly familiar with this fragrance at this point, I would say. Now, this perfume is pretty unusual actually, especially for a celebrity scent. And main notes include seawater, incense, marshmallow, tiare flower, possibly gardenia as well, amber as well, I believe. And it is actually a really nice fragrance. I do really enjoy this one, but I will say it's not one that I've been reaching for a lot at all. I'm not quite sure why. There's nothing wrong with it. I do like it. From what I can remember in the haul, I sort of said that I liked it, but it wasn't a love, and I would kind of stick by that, to be honest. I do enjoy it, I do like it. It's definitely not a love. I'm not obsessed with this fragrance, but it is definitely a very good one, especially considering how affordable it is. It's quite an unusual fragrance. It's actually a little bit powdery as well, which I don't think I noticed before. To me, this fragrance gives off a very casual, laid-back, comfy kind of vibe, if you know what I mean. It's not really what I would consider to be a very dressy scent. It's not really a fragrance that's very formal. It's quite a laid-back, casual, everyday type of scent. And it's a very nice one. I've not been wearing it, like I said. But to be fair, it's a lighter fragrance, and I feel like maybe in the spring and summer I would be more inclined to actually reach for this one. We are kind of into winter now, and to be fair, I've been reaching for more of my heavier, you know, more intoxicating winter fragrances. That's just the type of scent I've been really drawn to recently. This isn't that type of a scent, you know, it's got maybe a little bit of depth in there from the amber and the incense, but to be honest, like overall, it's not really a very deep fragrance to me. It's not a very heavy scent. It's just quite light overall. It's very nice. Quite a nice level of sweetness as well, kind of unusual, very easygoing and things like that. So I suppose my opinion on this hasn't really changed since the haul. But one thing I have really noticed is just the fact I haven't really been reaching for it. I do think it's kind of partly due to the time of year that we're now in, and I very much hope that I'll get some more use out of it in the spring and summer, but we'll see, you guys. So that is Mariah Carey's M. Next up today, I'm going to mention Britney Spears' Fantasy Intense, and if I remember correctly, when I first mentioned this in the haul, I was really over the moon with it. I was absolutely loving it, and I would say kind of in the first few weeks of owning this, I did get some really good use out of it. I was reaching for it a lot. It was kind of, you know, a novelty, and I wore it a lot in the first few weeks. Recently, I wouldn't really say I've been wearing it as much. It is a really nice one. This is a very nice, sweet, cupcakey kind of fragrance. Very girly, very, what's the word? Quite casual again. It's almost giving me a similar vibe to Mariah Carey's M in the sense of it being a very nice, casual, everyday, sweet fragrance, not taking itself too seriously or anything like that. You get those nice fruity notes in here with the cupcake accord, the other gourmand kind of nuances in here. It's very sweet, but I believe they added in patchouli and maybe some other notes in the base to kind of give it a bit more depth and to balance it out a bit compared with the original Fantasy, you know? I do really like this one. In recent weeks, I've not really been wearing it as much. Maybe the novelty's worn off slightly, But like overall, I would say I am still really enjoying this one. I'm glad I have it in my collection now. I think the bottle's really cute. And I think it's a really good fragrance, especially for the price, because I think full price for a 100ml you would pay around £40, but in actual fact I got it on a deal, so I paid £20 for this or something ridiculous like that. And absolute bargain, you know. It's a really nice sweet fragrance. I'm probably not as crazy about it now as I was when I first purchased it and when I first showed it in the haul. I would say at the moment, you know, as far as how much I'm loving it is concerned, I would maybe rate it a 6 or a 7 out of 10 at this point. I do like it. It's a fun, easygoing like fragrance, you know, quite easy to wear. I'm gonna make it my scent of the afternoon. I'm gonna wear it today because I haven't, like I say, I haven't actually worn it for a few weeks, I don't think. Yeah, no, it is a really nice one actually. There's a nice balance between the fruits and the cupcake notes. You know, it's not too fruity actually, and that's something that would bother me if it was too fruity, and I don't think it is. It's quite nicely balanced. Kind of fluffy as well, almost cake-like. No, I do really like this one. I'm gonna see if I wear it more, but at the moment I haven't really been reaching for it, so it'll be interesting to see if it becomes a fragrance that just kind of sits there, or if it's actually going to be a fragrance that I will reach for a lot. I certainly reach for this one more than my Mariah Carey M. This one has not been getting any love really, which is kind of a shame. I've just not been wearing it. But like I said, I feel like in the spring and summer, this would be more like the kind of fragrance I would gravitate towards. But anyway, so that's Fantasy Intense, a really nice, sweet, girly, flirty, carefree scent. Great value, really cute bottle, and I quite like it. The next fragrance that I'm going to give an update on is Ariana Grande's, what was it called again? Moonlight. Now, as you can see, I do not have this in my collection anymore. That one was actually swiftly returned because I suspected it had actually gone off, or there was something off about the fragrance. I really couldn't believe that it was meant to smell like that. I can't help but think maybe it was an old bottle or something had gone a bit funky with that one. So I did actually return it, and I was able to return it. So I was very relieved about that because although it wasn't super expensive, I just really didn't want to have to keep it because it was just a waste of space. As horrible as that sounds, it would have literally just taken up space in my life and I would never have used it. The smell offended me so much that I would actually rather not smell any fragrance. I would rather smell nothing than smell that. It was just this bitter, sour fruit mixed with alcohol type of fragrance that disappeared after literally a few minutes. So that was not the best blind buy experience, but you know, it worked out fine in the end because I was able to actually return that one. So that was Ariana Grande's Moonlight. Now actually, in the haul video, when I was saying this about the fragrance, a few of you guys were leaving really helpful comments just mentioning, you know, your experience with that fragrance. So a few of you were saying that it did sound like my bottle had gone off, and a few of you were actually agreeing with my experience. Like a few of you had also experienced that with it. So I don't know if it's just a really hit or miss type of scent, or if I don't know what the story is with that, you guys, but it was just really interesting hearing your experience with that one, because I think it's fair to say that it was a complete fail for me, unfortunately. And next up today, I think I will mention my Glistening Amber from Juicy Couture, and I have really been enjoying this one recently. It's not the kind of fragrance that I would love, you know, on its own necessarily, but I have been enjoying layering with this fragrance. So I've layered this one with my Black Opium, and I actually had an idea to, oh, I've put my Alien back. I had an idea to layer this with Alien to see if it would blend, seeing as there's like an amber note in Alien. So I'm gonna try that out and see what it's like. I think I'll try that out another time because I've just sprayed a fragrance in here and I don't really want to be spraying anymore at the moment. But so far, when I layered this with Black Opium, it smelled really nice. And then I kind of had this realization that this feels like a really fantastic layering fragrance. So in general, I think I'm gonna try and just layer this with Alien. I'm gonna see how that goes. I have a feeling that might work really well for some reason. And I'm gonna try and layer this with, I don't know, just other fragrances in general. It's nice on its own. It's nice, but it's just a very simple linear fragrance. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I just feel like I'm going to really get the most out of this when I use it for layering, if that makes sense. This is a really good fragrance. This is actually quite nice, to be fair. It's sweeter than what I was expecting it to be. For some reason, I wasn't really expecting this fragrance to be as sweet as it is, but it is a very sweet one. Quite spicy, very, very sweet, quite musky, and warm as well. This is a really, really gorgeous scent, actually. Kind of powdery, like there's a slightly rough powdery texture to this that's just really divine. Really, really gorgeous. I do really like this one. I would recommend it as well if you enjoy very, very sweet, warm, slightly spicy, musky, powdery fragrances. I would recommend it, especially if you're looking for a layering fragrance. I mean, I don't know if that's something that people would even look for, but you know, if you were, then I would recommend this one. Just to add a bit of intrigue and a bit of depth to your existing scents. Maybe you're feeling a bit tired of your usual fragrance and you want to add like a different dimension to them. I would maybe give this a try, depending on the fragrance, obviously. You know, I found that it worked very well with Black Opium, and I would maybe recommend wearing this with fragrances that already have an ambery sweet base, or like a vanilla centered base, or just a vanilla centered fragrance. I feel like this would blend really well with perfumes like that. Oh, that smells divine, actually. To be fair, it smells more expensive than it was. That doesn't smell cheap. That smells really, really nice. I can't fault it, you guys. It's a really good fragrance, and that is Glistening Amber from Juicy Couture. Next up, we have my beloved Angel fragrances from Mugler, and I purchased the Eau de Toilette version of Angel, and I also got the Hair Mist version of Angel, and I've been loving these, you guys. I have been wearing them a lot. I don't know if there's a dent. I don't really know. I can't remember where it was like at the start, so I don't know how much of a dent that is, but I definitely have been wearing this a lot. I've been really enjoying it. It's so stunning. It's this really nice, like almost whipped, like light and airy, fluffy type of sweet scent. Really gorgeous. It's got quite a few fruity notes in here, like apple, berries, and funnily enough, they don't bother me. I mean, I'm definitely not the biggest fan of fruity scents. I'm just not. In particular, I would say I don't really tend to like apple or berry notes, but for some reason in here, I love them. I mean, I wouldn't say that I specifically detect the fruity notes alone. To me, this is just overall a gorgeous fragrance. Do you know what I mean? It's not like I can smell individual notes or anything with this one. It's just overall a very stunning, perfumey smell. Oh my goodness, you guys. Oh my gosh, I love this fragrance. It's so good. Wow, it's maybe even slightly powdery. It's kind of chocolatey. It has a nice sweet gourmand feel to it. I would say the fruits in here give it like a light feeling. Those notes stop this from being a heavy, cloying fragrance. They add like a light-hearted, flirty vibe to the overall scent. And I think the fact that they don't have as much patchouli in here, if at all, that makes it kind of lighter than the Eau de Parfum and like less intense and less, you know, I don't know what the word would be, just less intense basically. This is such an amazing fragrance. Let me know what you think of the Angel Eau de Toilette. I think I've definitely found like my favourite Angel from all of the Angels. I mean, I haven't tried them all yet, but I just have a feeling this is going to be my go-to one. For some reason, this fragrance just makes me feel so feminine. Do you know what I mean? This is one of those fragrances that just really lifts my spirits. It makes me feel so feminine, like girly. It makes me feel happy. It's really, there's something magical about this fragrance, you guys, but I just absolutely love it. And when I can remember, I will wear the hair mist as well. You know, when I'm being super organized, I will remember to use this alongside this, but to be honest, most of the time I'll just spritz this on and I'll kind of forget about the hair mist. But when I remember to use it, it's just an amazing experience overall, because they smell incredible together, as you would expect. So when you wear them both together, it's divine. I love it. These are fantastic fragrances. They just make me feel, they exude this like inner goddess. Let me know in the comments if you've experienced this, but I genuinely feel like it doesn't even matter what I'm looking like. Do you know what I mean? I could have like hair that's maybe not on its top form. Maybe I'm not wearing makeup that day, but if you're wearing a fragrance that makes you feel great about yourself, that's kind of all that matters sometimes, you guys. That's just how I feel. There are certain fragrances that can really do that for me. Like, they just make me feel great about myself. They make me feel pretty, really, really feminine. And it doesn't even matter what I'm looking like. As long as I'm wearing that fragrance, I still feel like fantastic. This is one of those perfumes. I just really love it. It's just so adorable as well. Like, how adorable is that bottle? It's like a little pet, I don't know, like a little Tamagotchi or something like that. But I really am fair away with this. I love the hair mist. I think they're stunning, and I look forward to continuing wearing them. I think they're really wonderful. And anyway, enough rambling about these, but that is Angel Eau de Toilette from Mugler, and also the matching hair mist. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I truly appreciate you being here. Don't forget to subscribe for weekly perfume videos. Thanks again for being here. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you very soon on my next video. Bye!